Well, what a spectacular Sunday it is in Naples, Florida, the final event of the 2017 LPGA season, and great crowds have gathered. They have seen some spectacular golf all weekend long. The final round here with so much on the line, not just the Tour Championship, but the race to the CME Globe comes to an end. A $1 million bonus will be awarded at the end of this final round of the season. And what great conditions we have here at the Tiburon Golf Club, the Ritz-Carlton Golf Resort in Naples, Florida, for our final round of this final event of the season. Dave Fleming alongside Judy Rankin, Curtis Strange, Andy North, Billy Kratzert. Andy and Billy both out on the course. 82 degrees, absolutely ideal. Winds have picked up just a little bit. There was almost no wind yesterday. Players still seem to be finding today's conditions ideal for scoring, even with the breeze picked up just a little bit. And we will go live out onto the golf course. Lexi Thompson, who is 4 under for her round today, sharing the lead with Michelle Wie at 13 under.
Well, 112 yards. Certainly a positional par 4 here. Back into the breeze.
Short hole, one of the easiest holes on the golf course.
And a great chance for birdie for Lexi Thompson, who has 4 birdies already on her round today. Got it started at number 3. And Judy, you love how her putting has improved in this 2017 season.
Well, she went from looking really uncomfortable and awkward for several seasons to really looking good.
Longer birdie try on the very next hole, the 4th. But poured that one right in. Got to 11 under. Then on the par 4, or par 5 rather, 6th, her 3rd shot out of the bunker.
Well, just a beautiful shot from the sand.
And then on number 9, a hole that through the first 3 rounds had played as the hardest on the golf course for another birdie.
Tempting fate with where she's putting the ball on the greens. Even though she's giving herself great chances, she's not taking chances.
And now on that 9th hole, which has played so hard this weekend, Michelle Wie, the co-leader.
Yeah, she's out in one of these areas that's solid, firm, going to the hybrid, wind from right to left and into her.
And that is going to be a difficult position for Michelle Wie.
I'm not sure Shields going to be able to play to the green, play to the hole.
But she's also playing very well here on this Sunday. Shot a 66 yesterday to share the lead coming into this final round. On the par 3 5th for birdie. Be a birdie 1 bogey, given the shot back on number 3, but poured that one right in. And that started a run for Wie.
The putter was really strong part of the game yesterday in that very good round. And hasn't slowed down.
Got up and down from the bunker for that birdie. And then on the 7th.
Yeah, that round yesterday was 66.
Beautiful shot would make that birdie putt for 3 in a row. To get to 13 under, that's where she stands. And she could not take a run at the flag.
That's basically all she is able to do. The one other option was to go parallel to that face onto the back part of the green, but she thought this would be her best opportunity. Maybe say bogey.
On number 10, Jessica Korda. Both she and her sister have played well here in Naples. This is for birdie.
Greens are ideal.
Jessica Korda 10 under for this CME Group Tour Championship. Lexi Thompson, Michelle Wie, who is having to do some damage control right now on number 9. For the moment, tied for the lead. Sung Yoon Park, who is such a spectacular young talent, already the Rookie of the Year on the LPGA Tour. Just 1 shot back. IK Kim, 4 under for the day. is just a shot off the lead. Suzanne Pedersen has had an interesting week here in Naples, but she's right in position.
Roller coaster.
I think that's fair to say.
Michelle Wee is now set up with a situation where she's got very little green to work with. It's back into the green, so she can carry it on the green. She can spin it.
Yeah, she tried to kind of do a little bump and run, and there was a bump and no run.
So now it'll be a scramble for a bogey. Lexi Thompson, meanwhile, in a great position at the top of the leaderboard for birdie on number 10, which is a very birdieable hole. She has parted in the first 3 rounds of this tournament, though.
Got a chance for a two-shot swing here, David. Birdie by Lexi, and Michelle having trouble at number 9. Excellent opportunity. She's going to slide just a little bit to her right, going up the hill. I think the key for this putt for Lexi is to make sure that she keeps the pace up.
I think most people know that Lexi Thompson, born and bred in Florida, and so Bermuda greens and different versions of Bermuda greens are very comfortable to her.
Just off the edge, so that'll be a tap-in par for Thompson. Still is going to have the lead all to herself whenever Michelle Wee finishes on number 9. Over to the 11th.
This is second shot for Sing Yoon Park. Just a short iron, probably a big pitch wedge. Acceptable. Okay. Pretty flat putt left.
Greens seem a little bit more receptive today. And it could be because what we've seen all week is the front half is receptive. The back half is not.
One fascinating thing about this day and this tournament, this is not just the Tour Championship, also the culmination of a season-long race to the CME Globe. Lexi Thompson, Sung Yoon Park, both in great position for that $1 million end-of-year bonus. The season's final event, one more champion to identify, and a whole lot more. The culmination of the race to the CME Globe and its $1 million bonus. 12 are mathematically alive, but realistically, we're down to 3. Will it be Thompson, Park, or will Jatanagarn win for the 2nd straight year? The Bear Trophy, awarded to the player with the lowest scoring average, well, that's virtually over. Barring a final round collapse, the honor goes to Lexi Thompson. Rolex Player of the Year, So Yun Yu currently leads, but Park, Thompson, and Fung are in pursuit. And who will end the 2017 season as world number 1? On Monday, Shan Fung became China's first to secure the top spot. But Park and Thompson are in position to claim the top spot themselves. So much at stake here at the CME Group Tour Championship. And so with that, we welcome you to the culmination of the season-long race to the CME Globe. The LPGA and ESPN proudly present the final round coverage of the CME Group Tour Championship from Tiburon Golf Club in beautiful Naples, Florida. And some of the great names in the game at the top of the leaderboard. This is for bogey for Michelle Wee.
And difficult save here. Second shot in the front left bunker. Costly mistake. Midway here on the second Sunday round.
I guess you could say it all started off the tee when she put it in that hard-packed waist area. But maybe she just tried to get a little greedy with the hole location.
So that drops Michelle Wee to 2 shots off the lead. Lexi Thompson all alone at the top of the leaderboard, 13 under par. And welcome here to Naples, Florida. Dave Fleming alongside Judy Rankin, just across the water from the 18th green. Judy, we expect a lot of excitement as the top players come to the final hole because there is so much at stake. The race to the CME Globe, the Tour Championship title, and such a star-studded leaderboard. Yeah,
you know, I just don't know how you get better than today. If you've been invested in this tour all year, you've been waiting for this day. It's the final day of play. It's the final day of everything, and everything is at stake. If you're a little more casual fan, won't take you long to get into this and excited about this.
We will get you up to speed, including the player who is the LPGA Rookie of the Year, and she has a chance for a lot more honors at the end of this round today. Projected to win the money title, although that's not locked in yet. She dominated this tournament through 2 rounds.
Yeah, she's already at that $2.2 million number. She is technically a rookie, although she played on the tour before this year.
24 years old, and I think there are a lot of folks who think she has a chance to be the next superstar in this sport. I think you could say the same thing about Lexi Thompson, who has had a wild year in a lot of different ways, has persevered through many different things. Lexi's playing some great golf, leads the race to the CME Globe, has basically locked up the Bear Trophy for the lowest scoring average on tour for the season.
And she is the rock star of American golfers. There is no doubt about it. She has a huge fan base. She plays to them, and she's got a game that is a little bit different than everyone else's.
And I think, Judy, you could use rock star to describe Michelle Wie, even though the results maybe haven't matched that the last few years. There have been lots of reasons for that. Her last win, the U.S. Open at Pinehurst in 2014.
Boy, and an awful lot has happened since then. But not a lot of it has been good. She certainly adds some spice to the top of the leaderboard right now. But you can see late August, she had an emergency appendectomy when we were in Canada. And it was just one of a series of things that seemed to impede her progress. But, you know, it's kind of interesting. She never quits.
She never quits. Even as we head to the back 9 on the final day of this Tour Championship, so many players still with a shot of winning through 10, Lindbergh, Park, and Yang. Austin Ernst has not had a great Sunday. Lexi Thompson now alone atop the leaderboard. Jessica Korda, both she and her sister Nellie have played well here in Naples. Stacey Lewis has had a nice tournament. Suzanne Pedersen, sort of the talk of this event on Friday, and the final group of the day.
Yeah, Kim Kaufman, this is a bit of rarefied air, not the spot on the leaderboard or the kind of pairing that she's absolutely used to, but really good player looking for a first win.
And this back over at 11 Park, this for birdie to get a share of the lead. Playing much better today than she did yesterday. At this point, yesterday had missed 7 greens. Today, only 1. Got a little out of sorts yesterday, and it happens. It happens when you have a big swing, hit it hard. She tapped it in to remain at -12. Now up to 13. Another par 4.
On the flat or carry first? 93 carry minimum carry.
Yeah.
93.
This is second for IK Kim. 350-yard par 4. Perfectly placed off the tee.
She is a very consistent ball striker. She's not one of the real power players, but she's long enough.
Big mistake there. Short is where your mistake is.
Boy, a huge mistake, and she may pay a big price if it's close to that revetted face.
Well, they certainly play a big part of this golf course and this championship, the revetted faces. Now, Lexi.
Yeah, good.
Watch how steep she gets on this ball. She climbs on top of it. Very steep on the downswing. Traps the ball. Huge divot.
Well, Curtis, she has the perfect yardage. 128 yards. Maybe just a touch of breeze that may help her, but certainly not much.
Not her best, Billy.
Certainly was not.
There you see, we talked. She gets down. She's the poster child for down and through, I would say.
And a little bit more down than through in some cases.
Well, very much so. Here, she just, you know, she's a big, tall girl, strong, big swing, stays on top of it. Just a beautiful backswing. Oh, it'd be so good to be young again. But now, watch down and through. Watch the left end. Almost has to pick the left out of the ground. And I think sometimes she gets a little steep, gets in trouble.
On the short par 4 10th, Michelle Wie coming off that double bogey. Good news for Michelle. She has played back nines very well.
This is headed to the right.
That's what got her in trouble on number 9.
Yeah, I couldn't see it finish, but not good.
It's in the waist area in the right. Trees may be in her way.
10th hole at 320 yards. It's a slight little dog leg to the right, but very short par 4. Those 2 bunkers that you see on the left side of the fairway are in play and are the things to avoid. You more often see someone play from the bunker than you do that waist area on the right. The hole location on the 10th green today is at the far right side of the green, just 9 feet from the right edge.
And the way most of the players have played that hole is a big mistake to miss the fairway. Up on the green at number 10, Suzanne Pettersson for a birdie.
Looks good. Ooh. Really swung hard at the end.
Pettersson had 1 rough stretch of holes on the back 9 on Friday. Otherwise has played really well.
Well, it gave us the opportunity to talk about adversity in golf and if you can overcome it. And, you know, sometime through the day, Curtis and I will talk about that, because adversity is a big part of this game when you're playing competitively, you know, every day and every week.
Went bogey, double bogey in a stretch of 3 holes, but still right there, just 2 shots back. The double bogey has put Michelle Wie 2 shots off the lead. Lexi Thompson at 13 under. Sung Yoon Park just 1 shot back alongside IK Kim. Stacy Lewis 1 under for the day. Jenny Shin also playing well. Nelly Korda, Jessica's sister, right there as well. Well, still to come, we'll take a closer look. Ask the players what they think about Tiburon's bunkers. I've already mentioned them. They're such a big part of the character of this golf course. There are 41 of them out there on the Gold Course. Tiburon, will it provide a dramatic finish? We think so. The players share with us their thoughts on the closing stretch here and the season-ending awards on the line. Who will take home the LPGA's biggest honors? All that coming up. Welcome back live on the 12th. Sung Yoon Park on the tee. Today playing 170 yards is par 3.
Yeah, and the hole is really tucked on the right. It's the most challenging hole location on the green.
And she went right after that hole location.
Boy, and even though it's not on the putting surface, great opportunity.
Over to the 13th, IK Kim.
And this for par from just off the edge.
Boy, Curtis, that second shot could have cost her a chance at this tournament.
Well, you just certainly can't afford mistakes with short irons late Sunday afternoon.
Speaking of mistakes, on the 10th, Michelle Wie, coming off a double bogey on the 9th, has missed the fairway on this short par 4.
99 yards, the trees in her way. She's going to have to go something low and underneath and try to cut it.
How about this?
And that is pretty well done right there.
Wow. If you're not a real golf aficionado, you can ground your club in these waist areas. She's going to really saw across it, try to keep the blade open, put a serious cut on it. You've heard of a duck hook? What do you call that kind of slice? I'm not sure.
We see too many of them out on the golf course.
On the 11th, Lexi Thompson for birdie.
Well, after the poor wedge shot, left with 50 feet to negotiate here, Dave. Well, that's a good effort right there. That looked good for a long, long time.
And you got to think, with coming down the stretch, backside on Sunday, she certainly has an advantage because of her length.
Well, you've heard their voices out on the course with our players alongside Andy North. Also, Billy Kratzert out there. Billy?
Well, good afternoon, Dave. And when you talk about conditions, you could not get more ideal conditions than what we have today. I mean, it is like playing in a dome. And to think just a couple of months back, Hurricane Irma came through. She was a Hurricane 2 or 3. I mean, it wiped out 1,400 trees. And as I look at this golf course, the greens, you heard Judy talking about the greens. The greens are absolutely pristine. The fairways are pristine. And I just think that the scoring opportunities out here today, Andy, are just fantastic.
Oh, absolutely, Billy. And you mentioned how perfect the conditions are. What the LPGA staff has done is they've given the players some very difficult hole locations. There's 7 of them today that were within 3 yards of the edge of the green. So if you're dialed in on your iron shots, you can make some birdies. But if you're 10 or 15 feet off the wrong way, you can have some bogeys hit you very quickly. So let's see who's going to be aggressive and who's going to play some quality, smart shots coming on the stretch.
5 holes on the back 9, cut to within 10 feet of the edge of the green.
12 feet used to be kind of a USGA norm for as close as you're going to get, but that's been certainly exaggerated in recent years.
Now back over 11, Jessica Korda. This for birdie. From above the hole and dead center perfect. Well done. Gets her to -11. Back-to-back birdies on 10 and 11. Now back over 10.
What a birdie this would be.
Putting up the hill, it's going to break a little bit to her right as it starts losing its speed. She's already made 2 putts longer than this in the front 9.
A terrific bounce back birdie for Michelle Wie.
Oh, you see a little determination in the face right there.
Well, let's remember that shot from that waist area if she has a chance to win.
I tell you,
down the stretch.
That would fall into that category of great shot making.
Feeling confident, healthy, strong again.
Now back over 11, Lexi. This for par. All right. She remains alone at the top.
Sun Hyun Park has this for birdie on the par 3 12th after a beautiful looking iron shot just off the green.
It's ever so slightly downhill, but not remarkably so. There are very few big slopes here unless it's a tiered green or something of that nature. Generally speaking, a pretty flat golf course.
And there's basically no rough out here. So you mentioned how being off the green even just a little bit, it shouldn't be too much of a factor for this putt.
No, I think she's got just as good a chance as if the ball were on the putting surface. She's been under 30 putts total every round this week, even in her poor round of 75 yesterday.
$1 million winner-take-all CME Globe prize on the line for her, among many other things at stake for Park.
Got away from her just a touch.
Just enough to make that par putt interesting. So she'll try to make that to stay one back of Lexi Thompson, 2 of the most talented young players in the world, right at the top of the leaderboard alongside Michelle Wie. Back right after this. Here in Naples for this Tour Championship at the Tiburon Golf Club. Translated, the Spanish word for shark. And guess who designed this course? Greg Norman did.
Yeah, guess who? And he also has an event here every year. It's a couple weeks after this one.
Lots of water, lots of sand, no rough, 41 bunkers, and they do play a big factor hosting the 5th CME Group Tour Championship. And it has provided a very exciting tournament to the 11th tee. Michelle Wie.
Well, you are in South Florida. Wind, rain. That Michelle Wie on the tee shot there. 11. missing well, right, just getting in the bunker.
Yeah, that may not sit real well, Curtis.
It's 2 in a row. She's missed to the right.
Well, it's one thing to play a left to right shot, but you better not get the ball started right.
Aim farther left.
Par 3 12th, Lexi Thompson.
You know, this par 3, 170 yards today, and it's actually in a little bit of a low area. It looks like it's hanging right over the bunker, but it's in a low area. There's plenty of room to squeeze it in there. This is an 8-iron. And that is mashed. Absolutely smashed. What a golf shot. What a big advantage, the ability to spin the ball.
It's getting better, Billy. I brought up Greg's tournament here because Lexi Thompson has been invited on several occasions, so there is not a player in this field that has played this golf course more often than Lexi Thompson.
Also at number 12, Austin Ernst.
Well, slow day. Started the day at 9 under, a couple over, 7 under par. He's got a couple easy holes coming up, 13, 14. 7-iron trying to slide it in here, Judy. And then that catches the bunker, and that's going to be a tough bunker shot.
She's the daughter of a golf professional. Her brother's on her golf bag. It's a big family affair.
Now this is on number 9, Se-Young Kim, who began her round on the 10th tee and has had a heck of a Sunday for par, and she misses that one. So a sour finish. Had been 7 under through 17 holes until that putt. Well, what's at stake this week? The CME Globe. The winner takes it all. The $1 million end-of-year season-long bonus. Player of the Year is at stake. Same to Thompson and Park in contention mainly for that one. And the Vare Trophy hasn't officially been locked up, but Lexi Thompson's going to win that one.
And the Vare Trophy, if you go back a really, really, really long way, is named after great amateur player of many years ago, Glenna Collette Vare.
Michelle Wie on the 11th from the bunker.
Now after missing her tee shot to the right, this her second from the sand.
A little bit of a downslope. The lip behind her won't be a problem. We've got 136 to really a good angle. The lie in the sand itself is decent. And she's got it heavy. She'll have some work to do to save par.
Yeah, that'll be tough up and in because the flagstick is only about 9 feet on the green there. Very close to the edge.
Well, Monday Night Football this week. Good matchup. Two teams trying to battle through some adversity these days. The Falcons and the Seahawks. Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN. Monday Night Countdown begins at 6 Eastern. To get you ready for Russell Wilson and Matt Ryan. On the 14th, IK Kim.
Well, she needs to pull off a great wedge shot.
Does that count?
Good. I've learned we can overuse great in this game.
Yes, we can.
Still a good chance for birdie for IK Kim. Ariya Jutanugarn on the 11th, her second shot.
That was from 109 yards. Just right at it. What a beautiful golf swing she has. So powerful.
Yeah, if you like the compact type of golf swing and the golf swing that is perfect for your body type, she has it.
She won the race to the CME Globe and that $1 million bonus last year. This is Ernst in the bunker.
Well, I'm actually trying to figure out what to do. This is the third option that I've seen. Either both feet in the bunker. Now, that's the one that I think is the one that looks most comfortable, but really, she just needs to dump it out of the bunker because it's downhill all the way to the hole.
Good shot.
I'm going to give her a few style points there, Judy.
Yeah, I think so. And you're a tough grader. I tell you, these bunkers give us so much creativity. But look how still she keeps that lower body now that she's in that awkward position. Gets that blade open, slides it under the ball, and keeps that blade open. That's the trick to the high soft shot. And you have to do it when you're close to these faces or you have no chance.
Now up at 15, Nelly Korda for birdie. To get to -11. Yes.
Korda should probably be the athletics family of the year.
They're pretty good, aren't they?
They're really something. All five, mom, dad, two sisters.
Well, they swing exactly the same as well.
Younger brother that's an excellent tennis player.
Now back over 13, Park. This is second. Really has some green in which to work in the flag over this bunker. But downhill to the hole. You saw it carried it just a little bit too far. Not as bad as she might have looked. Just looked like yesterday and maybe today at times. She gets hanging a little back on her, staying way too far back and flipping right at the ball.
Michelle Wie on the 11th.
Very difficult pitch. She's going to have to land this ball 10, 15 feet short of the green, then just hope for the hop. Very difficult to judge.
She's got to do a better job off the tee. The game's too hard when you play it like this.
Now over 13, Lindbergh. This is her second. Beautiful tee shot. Just carry the bunker and it should chase down to the hole.
She is struggling a little bit to pull the trigger.
To 12.
We saw the awkward bunker shot to here. This is for par.
You know, she got a good read from Jessica Korda, and that is a wonderful par. That may flip the switch for her. She may make a few birdies. You look at the last 6 holes. You can define 3 birdie holes that are obvious.
Jatana Garn on the 11th.
She won 5 times last year. She made a bucket of putts that length.
Now Lexi Thompson for birdie on the 12th.
Yeah, Lexi, I'm calling it just outside 6 feet, but she's already seen 2 putts. I mean, if she misses this putt, this is pretty much operator error right here. Looked a little wishful to me, Judy.
Yeah, I think that was trying to wish it in the hole. And that is not going to fall.
You'd have to wait a long time. So I think she'll be disappointed with that par. If Michelle Wie can make this for par, she would not be disappointed.
And after missing the green short left, this downhill to the hole. Documented many times about her struggles on the greens. She actually looks quite comfortable now, Judy.
It's a huge transformation.
Just sometimes when you try something every time you go to the golf course, how can you ever get comfortable? To 12.
Stacey Lewis, who's just 2 shots back. Very a similar spot to where we saw Austin Ernst play, with one leg in the bunker and one knee on the turf outside.
You know, I know players are trying to work the ball into that right-hand hole location, but there's nothing wrong with 6 feet left in the hole either.
Seen some aggressive lines there. IK Kim for birdie on the par 5 14th. That never had a chance.
Now back over at 11 Wee, finishing up for her bogey. And after the double at 9 and the bogey at 11, she's running at a hole.
Never had a year before this one where 5 different players reached world #1. Lydia Ko, who carried over from last season all the way to June of 2017. Arya Jatanagarn, only 2 weeks atop the rankings, and then her play really actually fell off. So Yeon Yu, 19 weeks at #1, and now topsy-turvy toward the end of the season. Sun Yoon Park for 1 week for the first time in her career. Shan Feng, the first player from China, woman or man, to reach #1 in the world rankings. Lexi Thompson, who has never been there, if she wins this CME Group Tour Championship today, for the first time in her career, will be #1.
And as you see, going with a Ferret medal.
And with this wind direction, Curtis, that's certainly the proper play, and this going up the left-hand side should be good.
You know, this makes a couple of things I'm going to tell you really remarkable. Lorena Ochoa was at the #1 spot in the world for 158 weeks, newly installed into the World Golf Hall of Fame, and Lydia Ko, over a long period of time, 104 weeks.
And a moment ago, this Pernilla Lindberg for birdie at 13. Yes! And that gets her to only 1 back at Lexi Thompson.
I felt like she should have been on this past season's European Solheim Cup team. I think she could have really contributed, but she didn't get the call.
Well, Stacey Lewis, we saw Ernst try to figure out how to play this shot. Now Stacey Lewis going through the same thought process. Park on the 13th for birdie.
From just off the back edge, this should go to her light, just right, just a little bit. Back to 12.
Oh, this is harder than one leg, I think.
She's just 2 shots off the lead. Her chances of winning this tournament may rest on how she executes this shot.
You don't practice this.
That's pretty good. She'll have a chance to save par. Why is it harder with both knees on the grass instead of 1 in, 1 out?
Well, I just think 1 foot on the ground so stabilizes you. And honest to goodness, this is a position you do not practice.
I think it's been a positive year for Stacey Lewis.
Well, great things happened for her in Portland. Great things happened for her hometown, Houston, with her win in Portland, and we'll talk a little more about it later.
Well, we've seen examples of it already on this Sunday. The bunkers here at Tiburon are a problem for these players on the final round of this Tour Championship.
The bunkers at Tiburon are challenging. You definitely don't want to get underneath the lip of some of them because they go straight up vertically to the sky.
You just gotta stay out of them. You can't risk it. They're definitely the course's biggest defense.
You have to make sure when you dig your feet in just how much sand is under your feet and under the ball.
It's a different challenge, and it forces you to play away from them a little bit and, you know, maybe go over a green instead of, you know, challenging a front bunker.
If the, you know, shell is right behind the ball, you don't know how the ball will come out.
Are you allowed to pick the shells this week? No. No? Well, don't touch the shells.
Huge stakes today on this Sunday in Naples, the CME Group Tour Championship final round, and a bunched-up leaderboard with some of the great names in the sport. Lexi Thompson at the moment with a one-shot lead. Park Lindbergh just one back. Stacy Lewis, Michelle Wie among the many who are 2 shots off the lead. As of just a moment ago, that group included 12 different players within 2 shots. On the 13th, Lexi Thompson.
Short iron over the bunker, downhill the hole.
Well, 135 yards, Curtis, but this trailing breeze, this is a wedge. Wow.
Stopped it pretty quickly, and there's the advantage of her speed and be able to get it high in the air. Now back over at 12.
So we saw the shot out of the bunker for what would be a great par. No. Lexi Thompson for her birdie putt from a similar spot left it off to the right. That's a bogey. Lewis drops to 10 under.
The good news is 2 par 5s still on the golf course,
including this one, the 14th.
544 yards, trouble to the right off the tee. You certainly can reach that waist area on the right, but it is generally, and I think for every player in the field, a 3-shot hole. So you're trying to find that right position for just your favorite shot to play into the green here at 14. The hole today, way deep in the green, 30 paces deep in the green. Good birdie opportunity if you keep finding the green grass.
17th, also a par 5 coming down the stretch on the 14th tee. Park.
Perfect.
Lost it to the right off the tee here yesterday. Had to play a pretty conservative second shot, but that's beautiful.
You heard her caddy. Perfect to the 13th.
Now back over at 13, Lexi Thompson down the hill from about 20, maybe 22 feet.
Yeah, down the hill, Curtis. I really don't think she has to worry too much about the speed, but once it starts losing speed, it will start squeezing a little bit to her right.
And you'll hear us talk a lot about that. When it does lose its speed is when the grain will take over right at the hole.
Who walked it in, Curtis?
Billy, you described it perfectly. And that takes her to -14, clear of the field by 2.
5 birdies, no bogeys today. She doesn't seem to have any nerves at all in this round.
Hasn't made a bogey since starting out yesterday with a double bogey. There you see her reaction. Cool customer there, but she's churning on the inside because there's so much at stake here.
Well, Curtis, I have to believe that 14 and 17, she takes care of those 2 holes, she'll be the champion.
12.
Michelle Wie needs to get it going.
She started this ball a little bit left of the hole, which is really a good line. Very difficult to get it close to this hole location. She played a beautiful shot.
Good shot, smart shot.
We'll past it, yeah?
Now quickly over 13, corner for birdie.
Well, that was a big putt there, Curtis. That keeps her within 2 of Lexi.
There you see Corder made that putt to stay within 2. Now up at 15G. This for birdie to get to -13, -12.
You need G1 for the first time. in Asia a few weeks ago after a long drought. One of the hardest workers out here.
Tape team.
Lydia Ko, who has had a strange year. I think that would be one way to describe it. For birdie on her last. And who knows, maybe as her season comes to an end with that, a springboard into next year.
She has kept a terrific attitude. I guess she's just a terrific kid. She really is.
And I think probably a lot of different thoughts going through her mind as her 2017 comes to a conclusion. Lexi Thompson, who has had a breakout year, never officially been #1 in the world. She can be #1. She can be the player of the year. She can win the $1 million race to the globe bonus and this Tour Championship all on one day. Could be one of the biggest days of her golfing life on this Sunday in Naples. Certainly not been decided yet, though. Many of the great names in the game are bunched near the top of the leaderboard. Wednesday night, Western Conference doubleheader on ESPN and the NBA. Steph Curry and the Warriors against that new Big Three in Oklahoma City at 8 Eastern. Then the Lakers with everything going around that team, and the Kings at 10:30. That's Wednesday on ESPN.
I have a 15-year-old grandson who loves the Thunder.
Loves the Thunder.
Loves the Thunder.
Russell Westbrook fan. If this were Russell Westbrook, he would be going for the green. And Park is a very aggressive player, and I think she's going to channel that and go for it herself. And Judy, you said most players have just decided to make this a 3-shot hole. Maybe not here.
It's a stretch to get there in 2.
Then picked everything out of play and gives us pretty much a good number with the 50. Well, those two people standing in the corner at the target.
She went back to an iron.
She carries a 3-iron. Not many players do. Good.
Well, you just kind of figure for Park, 2 shots back. Lexi Thompson playing as well as she is. She's got a birdie this par 5.
Yeah, I think she has to take care of business on both par 5s.
On the 12th, Area Jatanagarn for birdie.
She's putting straight across this green in this downhill the last 10 or 12 feet. Very, very quick at the end.
Just off the left edge. Playing in the final group.
That's Michelle Wee with her putt from about 25 feet. Not the easiest putt to read. There's a little slope coming off the bunker, the hillside on the left, to her left, but yet there's that slope we saw. Aria's ball come quickly down, coming the other direction, so it's going to be straight early, then I think it'll go a little bit left at the end. She's rolled this distance putt today unbelievably well. She's made 3 of them in the 15 to 30 foot range.
Oh, that's supposed to go.
Now, I might give that a second, give it a chance. She cannot believe it. Last 4 holes for Michelle Wee. Double, birdie, bogey, and that par. She's 3 back, looking for her first win since the 2014 U.S. Open. Lexi Thompson ahead by 2. The race to the CME Globe, the $1 million end-of-year bonus will be hers if she finishes off a victory here today.
Yeah, controlling her own destiny and in the control right at the moment.
And Sunghyun Park, same for her. If she wins, and she's just a couple shots off the lead, she will win that $1 million bonus as well. Lexi Thompson has not made a bogey since the first hole yesterday, has made 10 birdies in that span. Park only missed one fairway today. Her driver was erratic in round 3 on Saturday. There are 10 players currently within 3 shots of the lead. Let's go out to the 14th and Park, trying to take advantage of the par 5, but maybe not a great lie.
Tiny little sand divot, just about grown over, but not quite. Shouldn't be a problem with this club.
Hit the pin. And I don't know if that's a little unlucky or how far it would have bounced if it hadn't hit it. Same hole back in the fairway after her tee shot on the 14th.
Yeah, I took a 3-wood off the tee. Now this is a 4-iron, and I must say, playing this very smartly.
And Billy, you and I were out there on the 14th where there are some options for that third shot coming into the green. Meanwhile, Michelle Wie on the 13th, the par 4.
And we saw a few players hit 3-wood off this tee. Michelle going with a driver.
Yeah, perfect there.
Best tee shot she's hit all day.
Now over 13 at the green. Just look at this lie. Just a horrific lie. Has to go out to the right. You can hear it bounce off the sand, catch the ball, and scoots across the green.
Boy, she has seen too much of these bunkers this week.
Well, that bogey-free round, 5 under for Lexi Thompson. She is 2 clear of Park. Jessica Korda playing so well here on Sunday. Lindbergh also at 12 under. Michelle Wie, the double bogey at 9, has really hurt her chances, but still in contention, 3 shots back. Patterson among those players at 11 under. Just a moment ago, 10 different players within 3 shots of Lexi Thompson's lead at 14 under. On the green at the par 5, 14th. Park and Lindbergh birdie chances. Looks to me like Pernilla Lindbergh's going to be first to play. No, Park getting ready to go. And we don't know what will happen down the stretch, but there is trouble to be found. So it's not like the leader Thompson can't come back a little bit, but you do figure for Park, these par 5s, she's got to take advantage of them.
Well, 15's a tough par 4. 16, not such a long par 3, but it proves to play a little bit more difficult for some reason. 18 is really a tough hole. And these par 5s are the holes that are, as the word goes, we created a word in golf, I think, gettable.
Especially for a player like Park.
Imagine what she's accomplished, though. She's the U.S. Open champion. She barely speaks English. She spent the whole season now in the U.S. Not a good stroke.
Yeah, you could tell right off the putter face.
Little quick punch. But, you know, there's a lot to get used to. And we don't give some of these foreign players their due for what all they have to learn.
Now we're at 13. This is the 4th shot for Stacy Lewis. Pretty well played. That left for bogey. Currently -10. Well, late Sunday afternoon, the CME Group Tour Championship. A lot of golf left. Lexi Thompson in control at this point.
Definitely winning on Sunday, CME, would just mean the world to me. But I need to do a lot of things before I get to that point, and I'm just trying to go out there and have fun, be grateful for the opportunity, and try to make as many birdies as I can.
It's mean a lot to me, and I'm gonna, really proud of myself. No matter what's gonna happen in the final round, I win, finish top 10 or not, anything, I'm really proud of myself.
To win the CME Group Tour Championship would be a huge honor. This is not only one of my favorite events, but just to have that name on that trophy, it would be a spectacular feeling and has been a goal of mine.
It would be awesome to win. I mean, I haven't had a win in 2 years, and this would be an amazing way to top off a crappy season.
Live here on the 14th, par 5 for birdie. Pernilla Lindberg just missed it, so both Park and Lindberg missed their opportunities for birdies on the par 5 with so much at stake. One of the most important and best events on the LPGA calendar, the CME Group Tour Championship, and almost like 2 tournaments in one, the Tour Championship plus the conclusion of the race to the CME Globe. Lexi Thompson, Sung Yoon Park, both in that 1-2 spot projected in the Globe standings coming in. They're 1-2 on the leaderboard as of this moment on this beautiful Sunday in Naples, Florida, with still so many players in contention as we come down the back nine. What promises to be a fantastic finish. Here live just across the water from the 18th green. Dave Fleming along with Terry Duffy, the chairman, CEO of CME Group. And Terry, welcome here. Great to have you with us. Great weekend once again here in Naples with some big news on Friday, huh?
Yeah, and well, first of all, it's fabulous, and thank all of ABC and ESPN for being here. We appreciate it. But yes, we had some really good news on Friday. We're going to extend our commitment with the LPGA through 2023 and the race to the Globe. We think it's a wonderful event, and it's really, the attraction is amazing. I was coming in with my staff this morning, and we said the first year we were here, there was about 5 or 6 of us, and today the place is full. So I think it's been great for Naples, great for Southwest Florida, and hopefully great for the LPGA.
And you just saw that from the players, obviously, their reaction. I know you've gotten to know a lot of these players over the years with your involvement with the LPGA. They love this event.
They love the event, but I will tell you, we have a Pro-Am, and my clients love playing with the ladies. They learn a lot from them. They teach them. They're patient. They're polite. They're great at their craft, and I think, a lot of people could take some advice from the LPGA players and how they handle themselves, and not only on golf, but in business.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, we can't wait to see you on the 18th green when this thing is over. I think it promises to be a great finish here today.
I agree, Dave.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
On the 18th, Terry will be there. Not too long from now, Brooke Henderson has had a good year. Trying to finish with a par. Not quite. Still so much great golf ahead of her. So she will finish at 6 under.
Now back over 13. Michelle Weiss, second shot.
87 yards. I think she can spin this enough to stop it. Severe slope just short of this whole location. Pulled it off nicely, Curtis.
And she'll have a chance to get one back. This back over 15 par. Going with a 3 metal. A lot of room out to the right, but the position A is in the left center of the fairway. Generous fairways here at Tiburon, but there are a few bunkers scattered here and there you don't want any part of. Now back over at 13. Jukarnagarn for birdie.
She's played some beautiful golf today. Hasn't got anything out of it until then. Finally, she makes one that length.
She's got a chance to play those 2 par 5s really well.
I think anybody that does well here this afternoon is going to have to finish well in the par 5s. Especially 17, reachable by most. But the great equalizer are 30-footers. Happens every week.
And how many good players in the game never, ever, ever missed 3- and 4-footers. I mean, it was a complete rarity.
You know, we see late Sunday afternoon all these players, and the ones we see on the screen are the ones playing well and putting well especially, and they're not going to win or finish very high by missing any of the short putts. So trust me, for all those watching, there's plenty of those in this field that have missed those this week.
Well, we get a moment to remind you, coming up on Monday Night Football this week. Good matchup, Falcons Seahawks, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN. Monday Night Countdown begins at 6 Eastern. Two playoff contenders in the NFC. Our leader, Lexi Thompson, on the 14th. See if she can take advantage of the par 5.
Well, right now you can see Lexi kind of breaking this putt down into two parts, and I think the most important part of this putt is the second half of the putt, because now you're dealing with more of the slope left to right. You have a little bit of the grain left to right, so everything is going to shift that ball. Everything is going to slip to the right once it starts losing speed. Judy, we might want to keep an eye on her left hand. It appears to me that maybe she has a little bit of a cramp in that left hand because she was stretching her fingers out a little bit. Prior to the third shot here at 14, she was stretching it out. In fact, she took a little extra time, so that's something to watch out for.
We will keep an eye on that. Curtis gave us a good look at how deep she goes in those divots with the short irons, and she actually has tried to shallow that out to try to protect her hands, because we have seen some slow-mos that just really shake her wrists up. Yeah, there you go, working on that. But as she gets steep and she takes those deep divots, if the club has trouble coming through, it is jarring.
If I took a divot like that, I'd need rotator cuff surgery.
Down to get one back to get minus 12.
Yeah.
Wade for birdie, yes. That gets her within 2 of the lead.
This is Jessica Korda for birdie.
Oh, what a great look. What a great putt. Birdie's 3 out of 4 holes, Dave.
She is on a roll and very much in contention on Sunday. She takes advantage of the par 5. Just one shot behind Lexi Thompson.
Now up at 15. Park, second shot. Hits it very, very high. Was able to stop it quickly, and what a shot that is. Good angle to see how she can stays way behind the ball. 8-8 up to 18.
Shan Feng, world #1, first player from China to get there for birdie.
Well, we didn't get the cow pants today, but we've got the cow shorts, I think, or the something.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
I'm no fashion expert, but I'm calling those cow shorts. Jatanagarn, tee shot on the par 5, 14th.
And it is absolutely perfect. Right down the right edge, taking the shortest route she could. Perfectly played.
She might get a chance to go.
Maybe.
Jude, I think she's down there far enough so she can give it a whirl, or at least get it up there where it's pitching instead of playing a full wedge shot. Next will be Michelle Wee. The safe drive is to take it on the left-hand side. There's more room, but if you want to have any chance to reach the green, you've got to slip it right up against that waist area and bunker on the right.
There's a good one, I believe.
Center cut.
Well, coming off the birdie with that par 5 and another one still to come, Michelle Wie still has a great chance.
Now we're at 15. That's the second from Lindbergh. And another good shot. Taking advantage of these short par 4s. Now back on the tee quarter. Looks like it's going left.
Ooh, this is
Bunker
quick
isn't
left.
play.
Yeah, quick left, Curtis. And that appears as though it's caught that bunker.
Well, it's playable, but we have a tough angle into this back left hole location. There you see a good view. Just absolutely ideal weather all week long. 78, 80 degrees. Just perfect. There's a reason why there's a lot of traffic down here in Naples.
It'd be a nice place to live, wouldn't it, Curtis?
I spend a little time down here, yes. Golf is good, fishing is good. And, you know, to explain, Judy and I both have the crud, and that's the reason our voices are a little bit sloppy. This swing is not, though.
That's perfect, Lexi. Perfect.
3 metal down the right side, perfectly placed.
I think the point that Curtis would like to make is I had it first.
She gave it to me, and she also hit my mailbox and knocked it over. What a great week it's been.
We're going to separate you two during this break.
I owned up to it.
There was no hiding. We'll get that mailbox fixed, Curtis. How about that? Lexi Thompson, the leader by 1.
15 through 18 is really important. There's a lot of birdie opportunities there. At the same time, there's a couple of tricky holes.
It can go both ways. I mean, 15 can be a tough hole with a pin position.
16's a tough hole. The wind, it's hard to gauge exactly what it's doing. That green has a lot going on.
17, everything can happen. We can see some eagles, and if you're not lucky, you can make easier bogey because the approach on the green is not very easy.
18's tough. Really requires a good drive so that you can set yourself up with a good angle and be aggressive with the iron shot.
Definitely, it's going to be playing a huge role, and I'm pretty sure that it's going to be deciding holes.
Well, you get drama on the closing stretch of holes here for a couple different reasons, no matter what the leaderboard looks like. And part of that is because so much is on the line. The CME Globe and that $1 million bonus. Thompson Park, the top 2 also in line for Player of the Year honors. Lexi has basically locked up the Bear Trophy lowest scoring average for the season. That still, though, is officially in the balance here in Naples on this Sunday.
Well, that one special thing that Sung Hyun Park has is that U.S. Open title. And that's a big one. That really changes your confidence.
In what is officially her rookie year. Now a birdie putt on 15. Yes. Lindbergh. Didn't take advantage of the par 5, but a hole that has played pretty tough this week. She gets a birdie on 15.
Now let's go up to 17, get our first look at this par 5. This is the 3rd shot for Young Hee Ji. Flagstick all the way in the back right. What a well-played shot. Look out. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. She'll have that tap in for birdie. All right, we talked about these par 5s on the backside. I think a pivotal hole is going to be 17, reachable by a lot of the big hitters today. The wind has come out of the right versus downwind earlier in the week. There's the landing zone anywhere from 230 to 250 in. If you lay up, you'll lay up beyond that area, left of the bunker. But here's where it is. You drive to the right, the conservative tee shot, but there you have the tough angle into this whole location and green. You do not want to miss this green left. If you do, tough up and in. Today's whole location back right. It's just a difficult angle off the tee and the second shot. Now over at 15 Park. This for birdie to get to minus 13.
Boy, that's a tough miss late in the day.
Talented young player, though, isn't she? Good golly, it's incredible. U.S. Open champion. Now the second for Jessica Korda out of the fairway bunker.
Yeah, clean lie, Curtis. Very clean lie. No issues here. Ooh, get down quick.
It's okay. You know, she missed some golf in the early summer. In the late summer. She had quite a serious forearm injury. I can't remember now if it was a muscle or a tendon, but it put her out. She could not play.
Now out of the middle of the fairway, Lexi.
Yeah, dead center of the fairway. Just a couple yards closer, but again, she's going to go with that wedge, Curtis. 128 to the hole, so that's that 47-degree wedge that she carries.
Easy hole location in the bottom part of this left front green.
High spin player needs to get up a little bit. There it is. That's a heck of a shot.
A bit unlucky, hit the downslope, but still a good shot. Now up to 16.
Pernilla Lindbergh coming off her birdie. She's just a shot off the lead. Has played this hole well.
Good golf swing player from Sweden who benefited from all of the programs they have for the kids in Sweden starting out the game. Swedish Golf Federation.
Almost the same thing you described earlier. A little hard time pulling the trigger on that shot there.
Yeah, she's standing over it longer than you should.
Jessica's younger sister Nelly Korda for birdie on 18. Been a great week for her as well.
Her true rookie season and her first time here.
Her sisters talked about how jealous she is that Nelly's had such a good rookie year. Said my rookie year wasn't quite that good. She's got a chance to be a great player herself.
Well, a lot of rookies who played well this year. It was their bad luck to be in the rookie year of Sunghyun Park because it was a runaway.
And not to diminish Park's accomplishments, but calling her a rookie in a way is a little misleading.
She had played a lot of golf on the LPGA Tour before this technical rookie season.
What a year for her.
Yeah, really, the way to explain that is you do enough to earn your card, and you can take it or you can defer it to the next season. If you defer it, you're a rookie. She deferred it.
Now, this is the player we're talking about. She's got to get it going right now. On the par 3 16th, playing 166 yards on this Sunday.
Hold just a little right of center.
She was not thrilled. And she knows she's running out of holes. Chance to be the first rookie of the year and player of the year in the same season since Nancy Lopez.
This goes back to 1978.
It's been a while. That will be determined today. Jessica Korda for a birdie and the share of the lead.
Already 4 birdies on this back 9 today.
I don't think she read it correctly, Billy.
No, it was more straight down green, I thought, at the beginning, and it would lend itself one to believe that it wouldn't break that much.
Well, the injury this year was at a very important time of the season. She did not win this year, but she still has been to the bank with more than $500,000.
Sounds like a good year to me.
Yeah.
Kim Kaufman, par 5, 14th.
That was from 96 yards. She's really handled herself quite well today, being in a position she's never been in before, tied for the lead.
We've had a little strain of mononucleosis on the LPGA Tour, and Kim is in the recovery stage.
Now back over at 15. This is the birdie putt for Lexi Thompson to get to minus 15 and take a 2-shot lead.
Yeah, and Curtis, she is looking outside left. Certainly has this putter aimed to where it's maybe a cup, maybe a little bit more than that.
A lot of subtleties in these greens, and it's just, I think, a lot of local knowledge, and when you don't play here that often, you don't know everything, although Lexi, as Judy said earlier, has played here more than anybody else by way of the Greg Norman tournament here in 2 weeks. Some putts are just hard to read. It's a game played outdoors on grass, and it's not easy.
I like to say the one consistent thing is you hope the ball is round.
That's the only consistency.
Michelle, we got that shot to stop, so she'll have a birdie chance on the par 5 14th. What a wild day it's been for her. And with all the ups and downs, Michelle Wie still just 2 shots off the lead of Lexi Thompson, trying to cap off a year for her with a lot on the line. What a closing stretch coming up here in Naples. Lexi Thompson with the world #1 ranking, the $1 million bonus, this tour championship on the line, a 1-shot lead over Jessica Corder, Lindbergh, and plenty of other great names also within a couple shots, 2 or 3 of the lead. It is a stacked leaderboard here in Naples at the Tiburon Golf Club. Thanks to the CME Group for allowing us to show you final round action with limited commercial interruptions. Out to the 14th, the par 5, Jatanagarn for birdie.
Up over a ridge from about 45 feet. Going right at the end. Looky here.
Hey, Bob.
Wow.
Well, she didn't play that par 5 nearly as well as I thought she would, but she leaves with birdie.
She's just 1 shot off Lexi Thompson's lead. Lindbergh for birdie on the par 3 16th. Michelle Wie now trying to birdie.
Up the hill, slightly going right in the middle. Man, check the size of the hole out here.
Tell you what, she's not playing tired. This is a day when it's been a long season, or you were in Asia for a very long time, whatever, but you got to put that tired off till tomorrow. This is a last great chance.
This is Park on the 16th.
That was the putt for birdie. Just that little bit of long right off the tee.
Running out of holes, Sun Yun Park. That to stay 2 back.
Well, I think we're, seeing what yesterday did to her. Yesterday just put her in such a tough spot to come back from that round of 75. It allowed her no mistakes today.
She just played brilliant golf Thursday and Friday and was in control of this tournament. And then yesterday happened.
Judy, don't you think it's not so much physical, but it's mental? You lose a little confidence after a round like that. You're not bulletproof for the next day.
Yeah, and I think rather than, feeling that cruise control, you start thinking. And,
yes.
And you start thinking about, what did I do and what do I do to correct it? And that's not the best way to play.
On the 18th, IK Kim. Jessica Korda on the 16th.
Well, this par 3, 166, and this left of the flag, just as you would think. That's a very sensible play because, again, that flagstick's located just over that bunker, and everything is downhill from that bunker to the flagstick.
Billy, I don't know the reason that this hole is so difficult, but that's one of the best we've seen.
Well, it's amazing that you have Jessica Korda and you have Lexi Thompson. These are two players that can get to some of these hole locations that Andy was talking about earlier.
You know, Lexi Thompson and Jessica Korda also have that great ability to hit the ball very high. Lexi chooses not to a lot of times, but I think when that comes easy to you in women's golf, it is a huge advantage.
And typically, she'll go at something hard. She will not back off a club, and this, too, is a very, very good line. Excellent.
Well, she relies more on spins. She doesn't rely on that soft landing.
Alexi got great news earlier this week. Her mom is cancer-free. Great news for her and all of us. We spoke to her to share her story.
Off the course, it's been a little rough just with the news finding out about my mom, but now that she's clear, it's taken a burden off my chest for sure. She's my best friend. I love being with her and just hanging out. It's always a great time for me just to be around her. I mean, the race to CME Globe is a huge honor if I would win, but just to have my family here and to have my mom on the sidelines watching me, I always look over and wave, and always to hear her cheer for me. It's always the best just to have her here supporting me.
And Judy, she's played like a burden has been lifted. She's played great golf this week.
You know, very often on some of the biggest weeks when everybody's so busy, the family rents a house. And no matter how many holes her mom walks, she cooks at night. And Lexi loves that home cooking.
It's hard to overstate how close those two are.
Now over at 15, the...
Get right a bit.
Heaven knows how far she would hit it, were she to take a little more advantage of her height.
You know, you read my mind. I was trying to come up with the phrase on the setup position, which is only characteristic of Michelle Wie. And I think she loses some speed and natural movement of the body by being so wide and so bent over. Now let's go over to 17, and all important hole for Lindbergh. And good tee shot. Will be a difficult angle into this green, but still in the fairway.
Wednesday night Western Conference doubleheader in the NBA on ESPN. Starts with Steph Curry, Kevin Durant back in Oklahoma City. That's always big news there. The Warriors and the Thunder at 8 Eastern. And then at 10:30, Lakers Kings in Sacramento on ESPN Wednesday.
Now, over at 17, the par 5. Park. Take advantage here with a good tee shot down the left center. Waist area down the left. Can run out if she gets right of center here.
Put it in trouble left here yesterday.
It's okay now. I don't know if that hit somebody or just scared somebody.
Yeah, I don't know either, but it sure is nice now.
Whenever I hear 4, It brings back a lot of bad memories. But perfectly placed now into this green, now up to 18.
IK Kim, who birdied 2 of the first 3 holes today to vault herself into contention.
Well, she erased a terrible memory. The memory of a missing short putt and losing the ANA a few years ago when she won the Women's British Open this year. And it has turned it into a great season for IK, 3-time winner.
And we have a chance to say great season for a lot of these players as we come down the home stretch in Naples.
Did you join the LPGA at age 16? Did you win your first title at age 18? Did you make your first $7 million by age 22? You did not. But Lexi Thompson did.
And yet she has never been world #1. She has a chance to do that with a win here today for birdie at the 16th.
Now, the last time she had a putt this length was back at number 11, and she did a good job with it, and it looks like she's going to do just as good a job with this one. Nicely done. Nice 2-putt.
Boy, she's just found a touch this season with the putter.
Now over at 15, area Jutarnagar. Front left hole location.
142, Curtis. I think this is the easiest hole location on the green. You just throw it in this valley. And another terrific play. She is playing beautifully.
Up to 18.
This is Yoonhee Ji for par. She's trying to stay 1 shot back as of now. Big putt, and she makes it.
Very satisfying year for Yoonhee Ji. The win a few weeks ago. Culmination of it all. I can tell you is a lot of work, because when you're around here and you go to the practice tee, you see who works and works very conscientiously.
Now second for Michelle Wee.
Yeah, soft beach sand in these bunkers. It's hard to get a great lie. She just squirted it back through the back right side of the green. Has a lot of green to work with. Won't be that difficult and up and in.
Andy, the ball does sit down in the sand here a little bit, doesn't it?
It just settles. The weight of the ball is enough to where you can't get a really clean lie.
16.
Jessica Korda for birdie.
You know, because of the slope coming off the bunker, once this ball loses speed, it's not going to move back to the right, and that's exactly what happened to Jessica.
Well, that was a chance to tie for the lead. She stays with 4 others, just 1 back. Let's update, because it's not just the Tour Championship here. The race to the CME Globe also concludes today with that $1 million winner-take-all bonus on the line. Up to the date projected standings, up to the minute projected standings, Lexi Thompson would be the $1 million winner. That's a pretty good carrot.
And she's going to get to drive all that money home.
Yeah, just put it in the trunk and celebrate the end of the season.
Yeah, well, she's got to finish it off, so we shouldn't give it to her too quickly, but my gosh, she is in control.
She could be headed home with the Player of the Year, world #1, this Tour Championship, the $1 million bonus.
Yeah, now Yoonhee Ji, though, has posted.
She has.
13 under, so there's something up there on the leaderboard.
Now, Andy, some negotiating for Michelle Wee.
Yeah, she's got quite a bit of green to work with, but about 25 feet before the hole is this downslope. So all she's got to do is just trickle it over that, and it'll just dribble right down to the hole.
Just like that.
A little bit quick down green at the end, but she's got a great opportunity to still save par.
That was perfect.
Well, there you have it. She thought she hit a pretty good one, and she did. Now let's go up to 17 and Singhyun Park. This is her second.
When you get up there, it's mostly hook around. That's the perfect clubbing. That Wounded Warrior sign is where we're going for.
There you see the bunker that guards the back right hole location. Good angle here, left edge of the fairway. Cannot carry it over the back right. Has to come up the middle of the green, over the middle of the bunker. Looks left.
Yeah.
And that's what she did all day yesterday, Judy. I think just hangs back. Basically, her legs get quick. Her upper body hangs back, and she has to flip. And when you have to flip, and the other side of the coin is Lexi Thompson. She gets on top of the ball so well. This young lady does not. She flips, and the ball goes left.
Well, I tried to explain it yesterday with that flip almost makes you throw the ball to the left.
Yep.
The Rookie of the Year for Park, leading the money list on tour, two-time winner, including the big one, the U.S. Open.
Stacey Lewis described this final round as the most pressurized round the tour plays all year.
I just feel like when you get at it around like this, you know that every shot is so magnified, whatever happens. Now over 16.
Pedersen 3 back at 11 under.
No, don't plug. Don't plug.
She is trying to take over her golf game. She's trying to go without a coach for a while. She's really hampered by too much technical thinking, and she thought being on her own might be the way to kind of recover from that.
By the way, another aspect of this great weekend, CME Group Cares Weekend. Charities benefiting breast cancer and veterans. For every eagle recorded on the weekend this season, CME Group donated $1,000. That gets upped here in this event to $5,000 during the CME Group Tour Championship. Total amount donated over the full year, almost $300,000.
Quarter off the tee at 17, the par 5.
Boy, this is shaped nicely, Curtis. A little tight draw right to left.
Oh, what a good-looking swing that is, Billy Kratzer.
Absolutely it is.
It's the perfect tall person swing, isn't it?
Yeah, well, when you look at all her positions and her power, she has the rhythm to go along with it.
Now we're at 15. Jacona Garn, this didn't take advantage of the second. Disappointing. Now back quickly up to 17. Lexi Thompson on the tee.
Yeah, once again going with that 3 metal, that 3 wood. Boy, she's playing a nice low little draw with this one. Hadn't hit a driver on this second 9, Curtis.
Doesn't need it. Not with her length. And holding a 2-shot lead, most of the backside, now a 1-shot lead. There you see a good look at the angle that these players face into this green. Green hidden behind the deep bunker, revetted face of the bunker. Now back over at 15.
Michelle Louis with an absolute must-make, about 8-footer, very, very straight. Might want to slide to her left at the end, but firm in the right center will do it.
You know, Judy, with some players, you don't know when they look at it like the green did something they didn't expect. A lot of that's just taking a lot of blame off yourself.
Good for your psyche.
Now the 3rd for Lindbergh. A lot of green in which to work. Up the hill. Sounded like she bounced into the ball. Not bad, though. Not bad under the circumstances and the pressure coming down late Sunday afternoon. That left to get to minus 14 and a share of the lead, possibly. Now back over at 15, She tapped that in for bogey. Too many mistakes. Starting on number 9. Made double at 9, bogeyed at 11. Now bogey here. Does have the firepower, though. It's got to eliminate the mistakes.
Just on the French.
Back over at 17. Park hit the pull with the long iron left of the green. Difficult shot off a tight lie. There you see.
By the number 6 the other way. Right on that, just on the very edge.
We marvel at her.
The only thing's important is where you want to land it.
Supposed lack of English skills, but that whatever her caddy says, she seems to understand.
She knows what to do here. Not as much green to work with, and the green runs away. It's tough off a tight lie to hit that down on it and to compress the ball like you need to because you're so scared of going long.
3 feet longer on the fly, it might have been a good shot, but the minute it hit that Bermuda bank, it killed it.
As we said earlier, whoever plays well here is going to play these par 5s well today. Now back over 16.
Stacey Lewis, long birdie try. She's fallen off a bit.
She has had too many battles with bunkers this week.
That's most of the trouble out here at Tiburon. That has ended her chances for a season-ending win. Lexi Thompson turning towards that, and a whole lot more on the line for her. A one-shot lead with a couple holes to play. Spectacular Sunday in Naples, Florida, the final day of the LPGA Tour season. We're at Tiburon Golf Club, the CME Group Tour Championship. You heard Judy describe it just a moment ago as perhaps the most pressure-filled round of the year for these players. Dave Fleming, Judy Rankin, Curtis Strange, Andy North, Billy Kratzer from Naples. And coming down to the home stretch here with so much on the line, not just this Tour Championship. Lexi Thompson with 10 birdies, no bogeys since the first hole yesterday, Saturday. Jessica Korda, 4 birdies in her last 7 holes. She's only 1 off the lead. The final 3 groups combined 12 under par today. There are birdies to be had here at Tiburon, and the leaders are making a lot of birdies. Lexi Thompson, a one-shot lead. G already in the clubhouse at 13 under. Jatanagarn, Korda, Lindbergh also at 13 under par. And we do thank the CME Group for allowing us to show you final round action with limited commercial interruptions. Back out to the golf course. Tee shot on the par 3 16th area, Jatanagarn.
Yeah, 166 yards wind, a little left and width. She's hitting a big 8-iron. This is she hits it so high, really a nice angle. Got over there just left of the hole, perfectly done.
Andy North with that final group, so the final players have made their way to the par 3 16th, up ahead at the 17th.
And after coming up well short on her 3rd shot, Park, this for birdie. Coming off a bogey here yesterday and just throwing away shots when you can't take advantage of a reachable par 5 when you have her length. 16.
Michelle Wee hitting a 7-iron, trying to cut it in there. Beautifully done. Taking that bunker out of play to this front right of this green. Birdie opportunity.
On the 18th, our defending champ, Charlie Hall, who has had a good week here in Naples, at 10 under for birdie.
And won last year at 19 under par.
Now Lindbergh at 17. This to get to minus 14 and a share of the lead. Well done.
I can't tell you what a big day this is for her. Her best finish this season is 9th.
Look at that. Now, Lindbergh would just put the pressure back on Lexi Thompson. This her second at the par 5.
Pretty lengthy three-wood off the tee, Curtis. 228 left to the hole, but she has really exercised that left hand. I don't know if that's become more of an issue since we brought it up, but it seems as though she is really, really trying to loosen that left wrist up.
And just a moment ago, Park did tap in for her par.
You can see she kind of spreads the hand out. It's almost like it's cramping a little bit, but this is a huge shot. And that is going left.
Billy, the bunker just forces him out to the left, doesn't it?
It really does, Curtis. I mean, when you look at the wall of that bunker, you feel as though if you go up against that wall, you cannot get the ball out. And actually, she got a pretty good break going left, and she got a pretty good break. She's got plenty of green to work with. It's just how nervous she is.
Yeah, she just got a great break. If she had gotten over in that waist area, it would have been a really tough third. Now, a tough out of the fairway. Now, Cordes second.
Well, 4 yards closer, and really a good shot. Really a very sensible golf shot. Did not risk going at the flagstick. Very smart.
Beautiful shot there. Well played.
Yeah, see a dot.
Good par 5 here.
The line. You see it?
Now back over at 18.
Oh, what a round for Pernilla Lindbergh. 6 birdies, 1 bogey, 5 under for her Sunday. And now at the 18th tee, the co-leader with Lexi Thompson.
She comes in here 78th on the money list. She has shown potential for some long time. Tour player since 2010. She's a little jicky getting the club away from the ball. You hang it out to the right a little bit, it makes 18 play longer. But that's a safe shot, and it's not a terribly hard hole location today.
What a first tour win this would be for Lindbergh if she could pull it off with all the pressure of this Sunday. Stacey Lewis at the 17th.
And once again, down the left edge of the fairways, you're perfectly placed. Tee shot. And that is just as you would draw it up.
A little bit, I think, all the way.
Yeah, this is quite good.
Back 1 to 16.
Shall we?
She's got to put in the 30-foot range. It's about flat. It's going to break a little bit from her right to left as it gets down near the hole. Her speed on these putts has been absolutely beautiful today. Just to get her back to 13 under and have at least some kind of a chance.
She remains fascinating to the crowds, and they love everything she does, and they watch every move, and she gives them this great hope all the time, and then kind of the air goes out of the balloon.
But it's not just her golf game, it's everything, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. She's a personality, a true
the background, came out on tour, played against the men at such a young age, played so well, and the ups and downs of her career. And let's go up to the third shot for Lexi Thompson. There you see she's missed the green left. There's the slope that in which she has to negotiate. But shouldn't be an issue. She'll fly it on the green. Let's take a look at her second shot. She was quite lucky here because there you see the waist area left of the people. It was going there and hit the young man there, I think, or maybe the chair, and came back. So.
And Curtis, I'll tell you, I have not seen one good shot out of that waist area. Lexi's got a little concern here. She's on a little bit of a down slope. So even though she's got plenty of green to work with, this is going to come in a little bit lower. She's got about 50 feet of green to work with, but it's going to come in a little bit lower. But in order for the ball to stay on the proper level, she's going to have to put some check on it.
Boy, and I tell you, in this case, a little downslope versus a little upslope is huge.
Really is.
Okay.
I mean, this would be one that if you're really nervous and you're in the moment like she is, this would be one that you could hit a little heavy.
Well, after listening to you two describe it, I'm glad I'm not hitting it. In other words, this is not an easy shot.
No. Oh, she played it beautifully. That is a 10 out of 10 right there, Curtis. That is awesome.
Just all about believing in yourselves and trusting your nerves and hitting the shot. You know you can do it. You just have to do it when the situation calls for it, and she did just that. What a shot.
We just wanted to point out how good it was when it was good.
There you take a look at the replay. Number one priority is to catch the ball cleanly, and she hits down and through just perfectly there. Another look from above. Down and through. Trust your swing. What a shot. What a shot. Well, we talked about birdie in the 17th was going to be such an important part of winning this championship, but we didn't think she'd do it like that. 16.
Opportunity to get 14 under. Very, very straight. Coming down the hill, it'll be fast.
What a good putt.
Andy, feels like to me she's had a lot of those today.
Oh, she's played just beautifully, and she's had probably 8 or 10 in the 10 to 20 foot range, and that was a little bit outside of that, but she's really rolled the ball well, just hasn't taken advantage of it.
Now over 17, Jessica Korda for eagle.
Yeah, the second half of the putt, so downhill, so down grain, and the player has to be so defensive.
And she'll get that in to move to -14. Still very much part of this story. To 18.
Lindbergh, who at the moment shares the lead with Lexi Thompson. We know Thompson has a short birdie putt coming up.
Over by the putting green there. A very strong cross. It's never helped. It's just a question about how much cross versus hurt it is.
Caddy is
it's going to be drawing, like my ball flight in the wind. It's going to be coming in, but it's also starting a bit up into the wind. Yeah.
Just go down. Have a putt at it.
Yeah.
Even if it should stay on that ridge.
So you see where it says CME Group, just right up the chain.
Yep.
You like starting it at Group?
Yep. Perfect.
Yep.
Yep.
Just a moment.
Yep. Keep on pictures. Good thing there. Okay, good rhythm.
David new to Cornella's bag. He's very experienced. He's caddied for some of the best players in the world, and maybe he's been a little part of this week.
And maybe, for Lindbergh, the most pressure-filled shot of her career.
I think no doubt. A little bit of a brown out, a little bit of a bare spot in the fairway.
Taking a lot of time.
she got over it just a little bit and doesn't give herself a great opportunity, but she's greenside.
Now back at 17, Lexi Thompson is live to get to minus 15. What an up and in that was. Fantastic. And she takes a one-shot lead with 1 hole to play. Just a moment ago, this quarter to get to minus 14 and stay only 1 back. Right in the middle. Had your birdie 17. Just move on. Nicely done. Well played hole. And she goes to the last. Only 1 back.
18 is a wonderful finishing hole. The big part of 18 is getting the ball off the tee well. If you do that, you don't have a real difficult shot into the green, depending on the hole location. Left half of the green, really tough second shot. Right half of the green, not nearly so tough. The hole is on the right front today. It's a very generous fairway, not hard to put the ball in the fairway, but getting it close to the hole is another proposition.
From the fairway on that 18th hole, second shot for Park. Almost emblematic of the day. She's played well, just maybe not quite well enough. So Lexi Thompson will make her way to the 18th tee with a 1-shot lead. Korda, Lindberg at 14 under. Jatanagarn still on the course at 13. Michelle Wie with that par 5 coming up, and her length still very much in this tournament at 12 under. On the 17th tee, Ariya Jatanagarn.
Interesting, she only carries a 3-wood. It's back into the wind. This might be an instance she'd like to have that driver, but she hits her 3-wood so far, it almost doesn't make any difference.
And it's not about the length here, I think. It's just about the angle into the second shot.
Yeah, she's hit this really, really well, right down the middle of the fairway. This is long.
She didn't get cheated there. There was full release.
She has little or no interest in a driver.
I think it's the easiest club in the bag to hit. You got it sitting up, perched up every time.
I would agree, but that's the truth.
18.
1 back, Jessica Korda.
Well, another beautiful tee shot. Just a nice, tight little draw. Little right to left. Boy, is that beautiful.
A couple things about Lexi Thompson. She has made birdie here the last 2 days. Played this hole so much better than anybody in the field yesterday. And I'll get to the next point in a minute.
Yeah, first driver she's hit back here, Judy, and back into the wind. Very, very wide fairway, and this right of the right bunker.
That's fine.
And off the rider?
Yep.
And that is fine.
Yeah, I would think that into the wind, that's a fine play.
And now Lindberg up ahead on the 18th green. This was Friday. About as long a putt as you can have on this hole or any hole. So compared to that, no problem here.
Boy, try to be picturing that. This is going to move to her left. It is a very quick putt most of the way.
He's got his chance.
Well, it was a bit of a double breaker. It went right before it went left, but yeah, big week for her. Big week.
I mean, I like the aggression there. She had to have it, you figure. Down by one. Lexi Thompson in the fairway behind her on 18. I think she thought it had a chance.
Well, she's clearly enjoying the moment. However the day finishes out for her, it's going to make for a very Merry Christmas.
Meanwhile, Sun Yoon Park, you might not say the same thing about her. She was 12 under through 36 holes. Looked to be in total command of this Tour Championship, and since then has been even par. Only 3 birdies all day on 18 today. You look at that hole location and you think accessible, maybe a little easier, and it just has not played out that way.
Well, disappointing, but so many good things in this season for her, and so much money to take to the bank.
Yes.
Wow.
Among other things, a lot of cash for the Rookie of the Year. And a heck of a lot of talent. The current standings, Rolex Player of the Year, Lexi Thompson, that's on the line for her as well. In the fairway on 18. You can see the disappointment for Park, who had an opportunity coming into this week to sweep basically everything.
Sure. You know, you work hard, and you're hard on yourself. You can tell that in this young player's disposition. Amy Yang.
And even from that range, putts just have not been going in on 18. Lexi Thompson waiting back in the fairway. Lindbergh still has to finish for her par. And a must make for Pernilla Lindbergh to even have a chance. Has never won on the LPGA Tour. You wouldn't know by the way she's played this week.
Wipey stroke, but what a great accomplishment to play this well this week. Great accomplishment to push Lexi Thompson. It's hard to do.
Feels like a lot of good things to come in her future.
You know, the next point I was going to get to about Lexi is she is a very determined person. And I'm beginning to wonder if what happened at ANA, when she clearly played the best golf, but she had a big bad hiccup, if that in some way hasn't driven her on to the best year of her career. I know it sounds like that can't have been good news, but there was something inspiring about it for her. And it looks like it's going to pay off.
I mean, really, to put her year in perspective is amazing. This was yesterday on the 18th. You mentioned how nobody has played this hole better than she has.
She tucked it next to the water off the tee. She played a 9-iron to one of the left-hand locations, and no one did it better.
Yesterday's round set up today. The 4-stroke penalty at the year's first major. Her mom battling cancer. All the adversity of this year. You just got to think there are a lot of people who are rooting for Lexi Thompson to finish this one off.
Yeah, it was a 55 full.
I'm sure Jessica Korda is thinking she must make birdie. One down. And Thompson alongside her in the fairway.
.161 yards to the hole. Pretty good angle, and with this wind a little right to left and maybe slightly into the player, I think this is ideal. Pretty simple situation. You need to go flag hunting here. Yeah, it's starting to turn a little left of the flag stick, but a good shot.
Really good shot. Stays in her posture because she stays down on the shot. Swings to that nice high finish.
Lexi Thompson from the right-hand side of the fairway, 157 yards. She's actually chosen an 8-iron. And Judy, I believe she has to take a little bit off of this.
That's not usually her strength, but we might see her grip it down just a little.
When you look at the par threes, when she played 12, she hit an 8-iron past the flag. That was 170 yards. When she played 16, it was 166. She hit it to the back of the green. She only has 157 yards.
Kick it right. Kick it right.
Left is her nemesis. When she's wrong, she's left. But she's become a really mature, complete player.
At the age of 22.
Well, she didn't learn to play golf out here, but she has certainly refined her skills out here.
That $1 million prize right in her sights, the Tour Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the 18th green from Bradenton, Florida, Jessica Korda. And from Greenville, South Carolina, Boston Earth. And the tournament leader from Coral Springs in Florida, Lexi Thompson.
First 3 rounds for Lexi, 71, 67, 69.
Now let's go back 1 to 17. Drew Carnegar, this second, out of the middle of the fairway.
There's a 3 hybrid trying to cut it up into the wind, and I think the wind is knocking it down a little bit. Michelle Wee, who went before her, also hit it in the bunker, and that is not where you want to be here at 17.
Let's go back up to 18.
Jessica Korda is the one player now one shot back, and she's got a very realistic birdie putt. So it's not a lock that a two putt wins it for Lexi Thompson, but a two putt puts her in a great position.
And it's not an easy two putt.
It's not.
Well, it really isn't. And one of the most important statistics in professional golf is three-putt avoidance. And if Lexi can avoid a three-putt here, obviously all the pressure goes on Korda to make. But a nice lag putt would be ideal. And about right where she's standing right now, that's the bottom of the hill. She has to come down a little bit of a hill, but right about there, it lessens just a little bit.
She has not made one bogey all day.
When you ask how somebody handles nerves, how somebody handles pressure, how somebody handles trying to climb to things that they'd not done before, I guess that's the way to do it.
And Judy, when I look at this putt, I don't see a lot of movement to this putt. This is just pure speed and feel.
Well, from a different angle, we had kind of a double breaker. There's her dad taking deep breaths. He helps her so much with her golf game. She says he knows it better than anyone. But back to the slope, from a different angle, we saw it as a double breaker. It went to the right before it went back left. And maybe this angle straightens that out.
Can I just hold that? Thank you.
And I like this play. Even though she can definitely see the hole from here, I like the fact that she's going to put the flagstick in, have it tended. It gives her a little better depth perception, I believe.
Well, what's the most important thing here? Speed.
I can't tell you how good that is, Jude.
Well, becoming a good putter is the thing that's making her a complete player. 2 years ago, she couldn't buy a putt a lot of the time.
That was beautiful.
Back to 17.
And there you see the tough third for Jukarnagard out of the front right bunker.
And it's going to be very, very quick once it comes down here. Very, very quick. But still has about 18 feet for birdie. Still has a chance.
And he just made it so tough because it's so much below the surface of the green and the ball does settle in the sand. Just not an easy shot. Let's go back at 18.
Ernst finishing up her tournament and her 2017 season.
Yeah, it's just been a tough day. Even though she made the birdie at 17, it's just been much of a struggle and really never gained any momentum through the round. Plus, when you're watching two players like Lexi Thompson and Jessica Korda go out there and make a bunch of birdies, it puts a little more pressure on yourself.
American players all have played on the Solheim Cup teams. Austin Ernst had her rookie experience back in August on the Solheim Cup team.
Now back at 17, this is for a long birdie chance.
She had it up against the face of that bunker. This is as close as she could do. She had a good shot just to get it out now. 60-footer up over the ridge. Speed is really hard to judge.
Now back to 18.
Jessica Korda, who has won 4 times on tour. Very accomplished, still young player, but the biggest putt of her career.
Yeah, pretty much downhill all the way to the hole. A little bit different angle than we just saw from Ernst.
Sister Nellie watching.
It's got to go. Big, big, it's got to go.
So many positives for her today from her play, and she will be very disappointed with that one. Can't leave that one short.
Well, you hate to just not give it a chance.
She and her sister look like they're both going to finish in the top 10 of this Tour Championship.
Just to lighten the moment, they had a season-long bet for a very expensive handbag.
So who wins?
Well, I think Jessica has the best season. We'll get a picture of it next season.
Book it. Final round 67, but she needed that last putt. Unless something dramatic happens here. Jatanagarn, speaking of needing it.
Well, let's not forget, if she can make this and birdie 18, she could get to 15. This for birdie. Still life, yes. Let's not forget about Aria Jatanagarn. She birdies 18. There you see Lexi's tap in to remain at minus 15. Now back up to 18.
So this is Ernst to finish her round in her year. Great college player still trying to break through on the LPGA Tour. Final round 70 for her.
Yeah, her college years at LSU.
To post 15 under. Would have thought that was coming. Her only bogey of the day. She's got to regroup now.
Hey, thank you for your service. Everything got a little tighter, a little quicker, and that thing that had haunted her a bit of her young playing years popped up. I didn't expect it at all.
Aria Jatanagarn, who made that birdie on 17, now could win with a birdie on 18 because of this.
Curtis, give us your take.
Pressure makes you do crazy, strange things in a good and bad way. And that was one of the bad ways. You hate to see that happen to anybody, but it's a 72-hole tournament, and there's a lot of pressure, and we've talked for 3 hours and for 4 days on what's at stake here, and they know it. They try to play their game. They try to hit each shot as it comes, but they still, in the back of their mind, knows there's a lot at stake. Now, look what's at stake for this young woman right here now.
No kidding. A huge opportunity for a player who at one point this year was ranked #1 in the world. Fell off dramatically, played the worst golf she's played in years, and at the very end of this season has been great again. Shea in the fairway on 18, her second shot. We'll find that bunker. I think everybody here is still just stunned with what we just saw.
I'll tell you who else is a little bit stunned in the locker room. Pernilla Lindbergh.
The 3-putt
Yep.
on 18 has cost her a chance, perhaps.
Well, you have to figure she was doing her best. And, you know, she had a very, very tough first 60-footers. We watched Stacey Lewis here at 18. She did her best there. She was nervous. She hit a good first putt. It ran out a little bit. And if this runs out, look out.
Great shot.
Great shot.
Best we've seen.
And, you know, the next 5 or 6 footer for Pernilla was a tough putt.
And I'm with you. You can't blame her for being aggressive and trying to make the long putt.
There you go.
Feeling like she had to make it.
No, there's no blame assessed, but when it's one shot instead of 2.
We always think Monday morning what one shot better would have been.
Yeah.
You know,
you can go back to a lot of swings, a lot of putts. Jessica Korda left that birdie putt short. Now she's in position. Depending on what happens here, a birdie would win this Tour Championship for Ariya Jutanugarn. Remember, no driver in her bag.
But it doesn't matter because she hits this 3 at about 280. Wide fairway. She's hit a nice low hard one.
Certainly didn't hold back.
she had life, but she has more life now.
I would say.
Yeah.
That's the spot on the fairway too, Judy. You mentioned yesterday Lexi Thompson over there had a nice approach into the green.
It plays shorter, no doubt.
Yeah, good ball.
Kim Kaufman, a good week. A lot of Texas Tech followers, probably the best player to ever come out of Tech's women's golf program.
Always gets back to Texas Tech. Now, Michelle Wee.
They need my support.
Well, Michelle sure has had some opportunities out here today. Just too many mistakes. She's made plenty of birdies to be the champion.
That is so true. 7 birdies today for Michelle Wee, but 3 bogeys and a double. There's hardly a par on her scorecard.
That's sometimes the way she plays these days. She's explosive one way or the other.
Well, the $1 million bonus on the line, race to the CME Globe. And a few minutes perhaps for Lexi Thompson to get herself pulled together after a very short miss at 18. Has her tied, not alone at the top. A playoff could be looming, and this is the reason why. Just gut-wrenching for Lexi Thompson. Now sharing the lead here in Naples. Well, welcome back here to Naples, Florida, where Lexi Thompson has now officially won the race to the CME Globe and the $1 million end-of-year bonus. And that might soothe some of the pain. She missed a 2-foot putt that might have, didn't officially set it up to clinch this Tour Championship victory. But instead of 15 under forcing Jutanugarn to birdie for a playoff, Ariya Jutanugarn in the fairway on 18. A birdie can win this tournament for her. As of now, Thompson, Jutanugarn, and Jessica Korda tied atop this leaderboard. Suzanne Petterson trying to finish her year with a birdie. Final event of the LPGA season. Has played even par today.
That came off the hill pretty dramatically going right.
Well, Thursday night, part of this week here in Naples, LPGA honored its own at the Rolex Awards dinner at the Ritz-Carlton here on property. Sun Yun Park received the Luis Suggs Rolex Rookie of the Year Award for what has been an amazing year. Top honors coming down here at the CME Group Tour Championship and coming down to the wire. So it was a great night for everybody involved. There are still 2 groups on the golf course, one on the green, one in the fairway at 18. In the fairway, Jatanagarn, who is a birdie away from a Tour Championship victory. She was the race to the CME Globe winner last year. Didn't win this tournament, won the $1 million bonus. She can kind of flip that around this season. Stacey Lewis. An excellent approach shot, but missed the birdie try.
I know exactly what she's thinking. She's thinking, well, that's good. That's finish the season the way it's gone all year. Lip one out.
Yeah. Hard not to admire what she did in Portland.
Oh, I'm telling you, she donated her check to the hurricane in Houston. She won for the first time in years. KPMG stepped up and matched her winnings. And Marathon Oil, who you see on her shirt, put $1 million with it. So a significant donation. And she and her mother have chosen a neighborhood in Houston where they are rebuilding houses.
Wow. J.J. Watt and all the athletes, Ishe makes a double on the final hole. All the athletes in Houston who have chipped in so generously. Stacey Lewis is on that list.
Well, it was a Cinderella, it was a fairy tale kind of story, and there wasn't a dry eye in the house. And like I said, it turned into a big donation for her, but then a really significant financial aid.
Jessica Korda, who a moment ago thought she was going to come up a shot short. Now trying to stay ready. Pedersen makes a par at the last, finishes 10 under. She described her year as lousy.
I was waiting to hear that. I knew it would be quite descriptive.
The best thing about it, it's over. She had a strong finish. If you're thinking ahead to a possible playoff with Lexi Thompson after what happened on this green just a few moments ago, just remember back to the ANA and the gut punch that she took with that rules violation, not enforced until Sunday, more than midway through the round, what she must have been going through, what it took for her to bounce back from that. And she did, after that ruling was made, she made a birdie, didn't she, on the very next hole?
She did.
So hard to have a tougher moment than that, and she did respond. That is going to be tested here unless Jatanagarn birdies and wins it outright.
Yes.
We've got all 3 players who've driven the ball perfectly in the fairway, and they're all about the same distance. Kim Kaufman is playing first from 174 yards. This hole's cut so close to the right edge of the green. You'd think 15 feet left of the hole would be a really nice shot. You know, she's really played some nice, solid golf. She hit some wayward shots early on and has really held it together. Now Michelle Lee is next. She's a couple of yards shorter. She's going to go the hybrid. She's able to hit this club way up in the air. A little bit back into the wind from right to left.
Greens are drying out, Andy.
She's trying to play a cut in here.
Well, So here we go.
Yeah, this is fun. This is what it's all about. After a perfect tee shot, she's got a fabulous angle to attack this front right hole location, 165 yards. Only 3 birdies so far today on 18, and she has hit the ball just beautifully the last 13 or 14 holes. See if she can stiff one.
Bye. Bye. Pretty good.
Absolutely. One of the very best shots into 18 we've seen all day. She will have that putt to win this Tour Championship. Remarkably.
And what in her mind would salvage a year that, even though it looks pretty good on paper, didn't come close to the way she played last year. And she wasn't as healthy as she was last year. It'd be a big deal for her personally.
I think she has spoken honestly about how the moment she became the #1 ranked player in the world, everything changed for her, and not in a good way. She did not handle that well.
She's very shy. Her sister, Moria, is the older sister. Every now and then they're so close that she answers the questions for Area. But she's found a way to be happy and calm on the golf course.
In a 3-way tie for the tournament lead at 14 under from Thailand, Area Jutanagar.
In the striped shirt is Moria Jutanagar. And the gentleman leaning down there is Gary Gilchrist, their coach.
Coaches a lot of top players. If we do have a playoff, the playoff begins on the tee of this hole, back at the 18th tee. Korda and Thompson both in at 14 under. Andy, do you have a sense yet of how long that putt is going to be for Jutanagar?
It's just about the same distance she made on the last hole, probably 18 to 20 feet in that range. Now Michelle with a very, very difficult little pitch. She got lined it short in the grass. You don't know how it's going to bounce. Well done.
Assuming she makes that, top 10 finish coming for Michelle Wie. The American flag here on the 18th. The Wounded Warriors have participated all week long as flag tenders. Over on the practice green.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad thing to see a couple go in.
If you're just joining us, Lexi Thompson had what, a 2-footer maybe for par on the 18th
after an excellent, really long putt.
Beautiful long putt, having not missed a short one in I don't know how long, but a long time, and she missed it. So we have a 3-way tie.
Now Kim Kaufman just off the edge of the green. 75 feet, has to get it just over this ridge. It's going to go a little bit right, and then will it straighten out coming back left at the end. Beautiful speed, well done, and really a nice finish. That would get her in at 11 under par. She's only had 1 top 10 this year. Really a nice way to finish the year after coming off the 2 weeks in bed with mono.
Had not practiced coming here to Naples in 2 weeks. Not picked up a club.
Well, the weather in the Dakotas hasn't been exactly warm the last couple of weeks.
When you live in South Dakota and have to go home, you're not practicing much.
I'm not sure that's her home any longer, but she was raised there.
That's where she spent the last couple of weeks.
Well, maybe you go to Mom when you're sick. Yeah. I appreciate that. But she has a place in the Fort Worth area.
So now, Ariya Jutanugarn has that to win this Tour Championship.
I got to believe this ball has to go a little bit left at the end. The grain goes that way. It's just enough downhill that you don't have to worry about the speed. Just go ahead and pick your line and make a stroke and visualize it going in.
For the Tour Championship.
Jutanugarns. They're wonderful players. They're nice young women, and
Lexi apparently, by the way, she had her headphones in and could not hear the roar, and just found out that Jutanugarn made the putt to win the tournament. The first player born in Thailand to win a major, man or woman, last year.
Good putt, Michelle. No, the Jutanugarns, they're very soft-spoken. They're a lot of fun. They're funny, and very humble.
And the two putts that she made, one on 17, one on 18.
What a finish. When you're given the opportunity and you step up and take advantage of it in any sport, is what we thrive to see and what we turn on the TV for. And we just saw that in this finish. You know, you can't help but feel so badly for a number of players who look like they had this tournament in their grasp at one time the last 2 days, and especially Lexi Thompson to the last 3 putt on the last hole. But you have to give all the credit in the world for Ariya Jutanugarn. She had the opportunity and she seized the moment, and good for her.
Well, and it speaks to the depth of this tour. You can't make a mistake anymore. Somebody will take advantage if you do.
Today, that somebody was Ariya Jutanugarn. Birdie on 17, birdie on 18. 15 under. And sister starts the celebration. Everything that Lexi Thompson's been through this year.
And now Lexi has to spend the entire off-season thinking about that.
There's so many wonderful things that come out of this game, but make no mistake, if you're in the center of it, there's a lot of hard things that happen in this game, too.
Hopefully the $1 million softens the blow. But I'm not sure it will.
Hang here.
What a CME Group Tour Championship we had here. And a finish that I don't think any of us saw coming. A putt to win it for Ariya Jutanugarn. Right in the middle. What a player, what a family. What a season on the LPGA Tour. We'll put a bow on this year, this tournament, with the championship ceremony when we come back.